Now, you may hear some talking in the background and noises and whatnot. This is one of the few days where the sun is out recently. Since I came back from work, there was a couple of nice days and it's just been raining on and off constantly, really overcast, really windy. It's really, really windy today. So while the sun is shining, people are out and about doing things. So sorry about that. I don't have a proper studio. It's just, well, pretty much my dining area. Now, I was drinking water before, believe it or not. I do drink water. I don't just drink beer. But for the sake of my fans, I'm drinking Höfler Rheinlager. It's German, it's 4%. And let's see, brewed under the German purity law, 1516. In 1516, what happened was that when all the different disparate German states were becoming unified, when Bavaria was asked to join the German Union, whatever, they specified the only way we were going to join the German Union is if the whole of Germany adopts what's called the Reinheitsgebot, which is the purity law of the German beer purity law. Because back in the day, people used to put all kinds of garbage in beer to make it stronger or make it more potent, or they used to put all sorts of crap in it. And but the Bavarians had a purity law, and they pretty much blackmailed the rest of the German states into adopting that purity law. And so since 1516 in Germany, all you can use to brew beer is malt, water, hops, yeast. Like I'm in Australia, the beer brewed here is typically adulterated with cane sugar. The mass produced beers anyway, because it's cheap. That's what they're doing. They're replacing maltose with sucrose and whatever it is, dextrose and whatnot. Like in the United States, I think you guys use rice and corn and all sorts of just cheap starch to replace the good stuff. So anyway, enough of the history lesson. Another little history lesson there, beer history lesson. I do know a little bit about beer because I was a very avid brewer, home brewer. I got right into where I was doing what was called mashing, which is making beer from the raw product, from malted barley. You could buy malted barley in bags of it and do the whole process yourself. I didn't malt the barley myself because that's I didn't have the equipment and the time to do that. Not in small batches anyway. So anyway, this is Höfler. Let's have a taste of it. It's a really cheap beer. It's one of those budget imported beers. There's quite a few from Germany. Germany and Holland typically make the budget imported beers, and what's it called, Netherlands, Holland and Belgium. Let's have a taste. The reason I do that is you want to spread the beer all over your tongue, so all the different taste buds, so you can taste all the flavours. Yeah, it's okay on a hot day, after the mowing, perfect. Now what I'm going to talk about is I went to the range, about a week ago, and it was a week ago, last Friday, today's Friday, and I just wanted to check out how this thing was going, which is the CZ457, and this has got the 17 HMR 24-inch barrel. Now, so I'm back. I was just interrupted by someone from representing the government about the census. I'm not going to say anything. The census, whoopee. They only did it a couple of years ago. They're only supposed to do it every 10 years or something. They did it a couple of years ago, all online, and it was complete cock up. I tried to do mine like 3, 4 times, 5 times, tried to get back on the site to try and do it, never nothing happened, never heard anything about it, and now they're really keen. Here's a second guy that's turned up asking about it, and they can go and, yeah. Anyway, the CZ457. So I wanted to see how it's shooting because I hadn't shot it for a while. I bought the 17 HMR barrel. I have got a 22 barrel, but it's only a short one. You don't need a really long 22 barrel anyway. Although I've sort of thought about, pardon me, getting the 24-inch 22 LR barrel. Pardon me. So this is the base model, the American, but the wood on it is really excellent. I've still got the Lux, the 455 Lux stock, and the American is much nicer. Absolutely, it's much nicer. The other thing is, these sling swivels I actually took off this. This was the Lux. Yeah, this stock is nowhere near as nice as this American. It's got some real nice striping through it, going through it. Yeah, it's really. It didn't look that good when I first got it, but it is actually really nice. So anyway, so I've got a Burris because I've got the 17 HMR on there. I wanted to have more than a 9 power to go a little bit further with the 17 HMR because you can go out to about 200 metres with this. I know one guy, he says, you know, I'm using 17 grain Hornady ammo, and with that, it's just a flat shooter. It really is. He reckons, I haven't shot it out 200 metres, but he reckons he's got the same thing. He reckons he shoots, well, he hasn't got the same gun, but he's using the same ammo, and he reckons between 50 metres and 200 metres, there's almost no drop, which, I don't know about that, but yeah. I haven't shot it out 200 metres, so I can't confirm or deny it, you know. He's a bit of a wacky dude. Nice guy. But anyway, so I've got the Burris full field, which is a 4.5 to 14. It's a 30mm tube, and the reticle is extremely fine, so it's really nice. It's not illuminated. It's their base model, really. I think the one is Burris's base model, but it's a they make really good scopes. They are big. One thing I've noticed, like my 4.5 to, I'm going to do 4.5 to 30 Delta is smaller than this. Yeah, so go figure. But yeah, but the glass is excellent. The reticles are really fine. The etched reticles are not painted on like some Vortex. Yeah. What else can I say about it? The 457. If you've got a 452, 453, 455, the 455 was the last one, and you're thinking about upgrading, just get one of these. Just get or if you're looking to get a 22 or a rimfire, just get one of these because you can shoot. It is still a barrel swapper like the 455, so you can have a 17 HMR, you can have 22 LR, and you can have 22 Magnum. The bolt has been redesigned. It's extremely smooth. Like, I mean, and the trigger. Now I'll just test it because I have not done anything to the trigger. And like a lot of times, one of the first things that I will do to a firearm or change on a firearm is the trigger, because I'm a real fussy bugger when it comes to triggers. Now, so I put it on its side to make sure this is tight. One mistake that I make a lot is that coming loose. So ready, clear. I don't know if I've weighed this trigger before, but so I've done nothing to this trigger. That, come on. What's going on? Cock it. Ready? Clear? It's doing anything? It's not doing anything. There we go. Clear. Ready. Clear. Ready. What are you doing? I'm doing that. Clear. Ready. Okay. That is 1 pound 14 ounces. Just do it again. It doesn't feel like that much. Clear, ready. 1 pound 7 ounces. Clear, ready. 1 pound 9 ounces. Clear, ready. 1 pound 11 ounces. Clear, ready. 1 pound 10 ounces. So about, you're looking at about 1 pound 9 ounces, which is pretty. You think, like compared to my T-bolt trigger, which is only 12 ounces, you know, it's, you think, oh, well, it's much heavier, but it's really light. It's a really, I mean, don't dry fire, rim fire, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's, look, it's really, really light and crisp. I have to say, the trigger on this is excellent. It's, out of the box, it's better than the 455 trigger. I like the simplicity of the 455 trigger. It is a different trigger system. It's a really commercial. It's hot. Yeah, it's humid. It's really, really humid. It's just been raining on and off all the time. But so I wanted to. So I shot some groups at 50 meters. I didn't go past, which is 55 yards. I didn't go past 50 meters because it got really, really windy, and like that guy that I was talking to, it was actually the range master. He said, I said to him, I was thinking about taking out 200 meters, but it's too windy. He said, oh no, it won't make any difference. Mate, it's a 17 grain projectile. Yeah, it's going fast, but that wind is just going to blow it around like crazy. So I didn't bother, because it wouldn't really do it justice. Because when I shot these groups, it was very still. So here's some groups. What can I use as a background? One of these targets. Give you an idea of how tiny these groups are. So they are at 50 meters, yeah. So these are all 5-shot groups. I was using the Hornady 17 grain, whatever they call it. 0.43, 0.42, 0.47, 0.53. It's a really, really accurate little gun. I've noticed that since the last time that I shot it, it seems to have really tightened up for whatever reason. I have no idea. And the smallest group was 0.37. It's a tiny little group, like a really, you can't even see that. It's a tiny, tiny little group. There you go, give you a dark background. There we go. It is a tiny little group, and like I was shooting this thing, shooting those groups. Because typically what was happening before, I'd shoot a tight group and the next group would be bigger, and then maybe I'd shoot another big group and then a tight group, and there was a fair bit of variation with the grouping. But this time, like you saw those groups, they were all tight, like typically below half an inch. So yeah, it's a really, really accurate rifle. So because what happened was that I was there, I had it there, and then in the rack, there was a guy who was a few tables down or benches down. I saw in the rack it was a Steyr Zephyr 2, and in the advert for the Steyr Zephyr 2, it says, oh, this thing shoots like rifles twice its price. Well, I don't know about that, because the Steyr Zephyr is about $1,200, $1,300. Now, this wasn't $1,200, all right? And this shot better groups than that Zephyr that he was shooting. His Zephyr was in 17 HMR, because I said to him, oh, is that a Zephyr? And he said, yeah, it's a Zephyr 2. And I said, oh, you know, I've sort of been, you know, umming and ahhing and blah, blah, blah about, you know, maybe selling this and getting the Zephyr. And he said, oh, yeah, get the Zephyr, it's fantastic. Well, I was peeping over at the groups that he was shooting with it, and they were pretty ordinary. I didn't measure them, but they were a lot bigger than that, a lot. And And I thought, well, because he was saying that, you know, he couldn't shoot iron sights, and I told him about the iPal, and he said, oh yeah, I'll see, I'll have a go at that, you know. And so I thought, oh, well, his eyes must be stuffed, so yeah, that might be one of the reasons for the big groups. But later on he said, oh, here you go, have a shoot of it, because I was really, because he was talking it up, and I was really keen on it, and saying, I've had Steyr before, and they're fantastic rifles. And he said, here you go, shoot a group. So he gave me a five round magazine, and I shot a group, and the group was no better than his, which tells me that that's the potential of the rifle. I don't know how many rounds he'd put through it, because I don't know, some rifles, they do take a while to settle down, which is this almost, I don't know, mythical thing that happens to some rifles and it's actually happened with this one. It's not a myth. It does happen. I don't know exactly what's going on. Whether the barrel just gets fouled up with copper, or because these are jacketed bullets. So I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, those groups were pretty lame. The trigger guard is just a piece of pressed sheet steel. It's real crap. And his stock, the stock on that thing, which is about $300-400 more than this, was nowhere near as nice as this stock. This stock is much nicer. So all in all, that Zephyr I was really disappointed. I was really keen on getting one, and I was really, really disappointed. Yeah, so I mean, he did have a lower power scope. He had a 9 power on it. I don't think that made any difference, because the size of the group, like the group was, like 4 times as big as those, quite literally. Yeah, they were big groups. So I have no intention of getting rid of this. This is one of those rifles that I will keep pretty much forever. It's a beautiful stock, and this is the base model. It's a beautiful stock. The bluing is nice. It's a really nice smooth action. The trigger is really nice. Yeah, now that I've swapped those sling swivels, it's even nicer. Everything, the fit and the finish, really are. Yeah. There's only one. Where is it? Was there a run in there? No. It's a gorgeous little rifle and a really, really nice shooter, so I'm not getting rid of that. Now, so I just wanted to update you on the 17 HMR. So next episode I'm going to be talking about my Spanish Mauser, which is very soon. I'm going to be doing it just after this. But anyway, until then, see you later.